Hello, beautiful people! It is a very, very rainy day in Los Angeles, a very, very cold day in Los Angeles. I'm sitting in my car with a fuzzy blanket, with sweatpants on, with fuzzy socks on, with this comfy sweatshirt on, because I am freezing cold. But I do want to talk to you all about sexuality. Yep. Today we're going to be talking about how I've been questioning my sexuality. I don't know if questioning is the right word. Maybe exploring is a better word. Just coming to understand my sexuality better. I have realized recently that it's very easy for me to talk about past struggles that I've faced once the struggle is over. It's very easy for me to say, this happened in the past, now I'm through it, this is what I learned from it. And even if it's a vulnerable topic, it doesn't seem very vulnerable to me because it's over. However, something that is very challenging for me, something that I find very vulnerable, is talking about something that I'm currently struggling with and that I don't have all the answers for. If need be, asking for help. God forbid, I am not the greatest at asking for help. I'm not asking for help right now. I don't need help with this topic. However, it's all to say that I'm gonna get vulnerable with y'all today in a way that actually feels vulnerable to me, because I'm sure that you could go back on my old videos and find videos that maybe you think are vulnerable, but maybe they didn't feel vulnerable to me. So today I'm telling you this is very vulnerable to me because it's something that I'm exploring and I really struggle to be okay with not knowing. That's kind of the phase of life that I'm in right now, and something that I'm really working on is being okay with not having all the answers, questioning my beliefs, questioning my identity, sitting in the unknown, because even the things that I've been sure of in my life, basically none of them I believe anymore. Even the things that I was so sure of once changed. So why not just be okay with not knowing, you know? So I'm gonna give a little background on this topic. All growing up, I had no sexual desire at all. And you might be like, growing up, nobody does. You're young. No, but like when everyone else started to talk about these things, talk about the people that they really liked and what they wanted to do with them or what they were doing with them, I had crushes, don't get me wrong, but I always felt a little on the outside of these conversations because I didn't fully feel like I really connected to what they were saying, even though, again, I did have little crushes on people, but I didn't think very much of it because I grew up in the church and you're not even supposed to do these things anyway. It's better to just abstain from anything sexual. So I just thought I was being a really good Christian when I wasn't abstaining from my temptations. I had no temptation. I had no desire to do it. And this became very apparent to me when I had my first boyfriend, sophomore year of high school. And I thought that I really liked this person, but when he wanted to get physically intimate with me, I would run as far away as I possibly could. Not literally. I didn't literally run from him, but basically I ran from him. I tried to avoid it at all costs. That's when I started to really think, oh, maybe there's something a little bit different about me or something not right here. Is it just this particular person that I don't want to do this with, or why do I not want to do these things? Like, other people have these natural desires. Why not me? This is a person that I like. What is wrong with me? Eventually we broke up, needless to say. Not for this reason, but I thought maybe I don't like him the way that I thought that I did. Maybe I just like him as a friend because I don't want to do these things with him. And then the rest of high school, I didn't have any sexual desire for anyone else. I did have crushes. Again, I had little crushes in high school, but I was very, very focused on my schoolwork. So again, that's kind of like another excuse that I made for myself to not really question why I didn't have any sexual desire. I was like, oh, that's not my priority. I'm very focused on school and I'm very focused on my sport, and I just thinking about other things. Looking back, I also think that because I was so insecure in high school, genuinely, with my body, with a lot of different parts of me, because I was going through eating disorder recovery and just a lot of things were changing in my life. I didn't have a solid group of friends. I really struggled in high school, and I think because I was so insecure, I didn't even consider the fact that maybe someone else would be sexually interested in me. So I didn't even really allow myself to explore what that could mean for me, because I just decided in my head that nobody would want to do that with me. So even if maybe there was a possibility that I maybe could have had a sexual desire in high school, I didn't let myself explore that because I didn't think that I was worthy of that anyway. That's not something that I actively thought about. It wasn't an actual thought in my mind like, nobody is going to ever want to love me. But I just think that that was kind of a subconscious thought in my mind because I was so insecure and I didn't think that I was lovable for a lot of different reasons, not just sexually, but in friendships, because a lot of people showed me that I'm not worthy of sticking around. And so I just think that that adds to this story, because I do think that sexuality is intrinsically linked to confidence and just how you feel about yourself, at least in my experience. But I graduated high school, and then at 18, after high school, is when I first fell in love. And it was the first time that I ever felt a desire to get intimate with someone, physically intimate with someone. And I thought that, oh, here we go. Like, I just needed to tap into it. I just needed to find the right person. Now I have that part of me. I just had to find my in. However, after that person ditched me and that relationship ended, there were years again that I had no sexual desire for anybody. Again, I didn't really think about it because I was getting over this person. You know, I thought that, oh, well, of course I'm not thinking about anyone else because I'm still thinking about that one person, so I'm not gonna want to do anything with anyone else until I really get over this person. And I just thought that getting over this person was taking a really freaking long time because I couldn't open myself up to anybody else. I couldn't even think about being intimate with anybody else, but that wasn't unusual for me. You know what I mean? That wasn't just because I was getting over that person. I had never before, other than for this one person, desired to be physically intimate. And it wasn't until recently, years after I'm 22 now, that I heard the term demisexual. And so many things clicked for me. I'm not necessarily 100% sure that I'm demisexual. However, it did give me a lot of insight into the possibilities of sexuality, because I've heard of the term asexual, and in my mind that just means zero sexual desire, period. And so I thought, that's not me, because I have before, one time, been physically intimate with someone, been romantically and sexually attracted to a person, so that can't be me. However, there's a spectrum of asexual, and demisexual is on that spectrum. Demisexual means that you can only feel sexual attraction for a person that you have a deep emotional connection with. I have talked about this with people before, but it's so hard for me to put words to it, and that's why hearing this term was very helpful for me, because sometimes people will ask me why I'm not on dating apps, and there's a lot of reasons that I'm not on dating apps, but one of the reasons is because I literally, there's no way that I can look at a picture of someone and be like, oh, yep, oh, yeah, you, yeah, let's do something. No, I can't even conceptualize that. I am able to acknowledge that someone is very physically attractive. Like, I am able to look at someone and say, wow, you're very beautiful, you're very conventionally handsome, whatever. But sexual attraction for someone based on what they look like or just seeing them, no. That literally, like, no. Never. I've downloaded dating apps a couple times, and I literally, every single time, within 30 minutes, I delete it because I cannot do it. And I really think that it's true for me that I need to connect with someone in order to feel even a little tiny bit of sexual attraction for them. Again, I'm not trying to label myself right now because I'm still exploring all these ideas, but the term queer has always really resonated with me, but I never understood why it resonated with me because I identify as a female. My gender assigned at birth, I've only ever been attracted to males. And so the word queer, I thought, I don't belong in that community. I am not queer. Like, I don't understand why it resonates with me. Now that I've heard this term, which some people debate is not queer. Some people debate asexuality is not queer. I was reading a bunch about it, and so I read all these debates. Some people think it's the most queer thing. Some people think it's not queer at all, which I think that boxing in what queer is goes against the very essence of the word and of the purpose of the queer community, but that's a topic for a different time. It's just all to say that it's so interesting to me how I almost knew before I actually knew, if that makes sense. Like, I knew that I resonated with the word queer, and I always kind of knew like something was up with me. I was not quite on the same page as everyone else growing up in the sexual department. Now that I have the actual language to understand it more, and now that I have all these resources that I've been reading to understand what asexuality can mean, because I had such a limited understanding of what it was and what it can be, and of of the spectrum of asexuality. I just feel like a lot of things are starting to make sense. A lot of wheels are starting to turn. What is the phrase? A lot of the gears are turning. Do you turn gears? The gears are shifting. My mind is starting to work and I'm starting to piece things together. So that's the phase that I'm in right now, which again, it's so hard for me to sit here and just talk through these things without having a real conclusion to this video, because I'm all about understanding, pulling lessons from everything that I do and everything that I learned, and then providing you with the lessons that I've learned without having to go through whatever I went through to get those lessons. But right now I'm literally just exploring and just trying to understand myself better, trying to relate to other people's stories, because for so long I thought that there was something that's wrong with me. I think a lot of us have the tendency, when we don't share the same characteristics or the same desires or whatever as the people around us, as our family, we think that there's something wrong with us. And I definitely thought there was something wrong with me, but I just kind of made little excuses for myself without actually really exploring what my difference could mean for me and really stepping into the power of understanding my difference, as opposed to just pushing it away because, oh, I'm so weird, oh, I'm so different, there's something wrong with me. And I think that it's really helpful to understand yourself. It's giving me a lot of compassion for myself and for all of the shame that I held around not only not doing anything sexual, but also not wanting to do anything sexual. I thought that I was so prude, and the older that I got, the more ashamed that I got of it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna want to freaking do XYZ with me when I'm 18 and haven't done anything before, you know? I listened to a podcast by Brene Brown recently, and she was talking about the difference between shame and guilt. Guilt is I did something bad. Shame is I am bad. You attribute this feeling to who you are, to you as a person. And I definitely felt a lot of shame around my sexuality. I felt that it said something about me as a human and my worth as a human, my ability to be loved as a human, but that's not true. And there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong. Just because I do not fall in the category that a lot of people fall into, just because I don't have this desire that a lot of people feel, does not mean that there's something wrong with me. It's just all about me understanding myself and stepping into those differences as an empowering experience. The other day in psychology, another little piece of information that I'm trying to also piece in with all of this, I found out that antidepressant medication can also cause sexual dysfunction, and sexual dysfunction does include having low libido or no sexual desire. And I was on antidepressants from age 13 to 19 is when I got off of them. You know, even after I got off of them, I still experienced low libido and no sexual desire. However, it is just another little piece of the puzzle that now that I have that information, oh, these things could start to make more sense to me. And so I'm just kind of piecing together everything. Maybe was it the medication? And now, like, my body's still trying to catch up or something? Like, I don't actually know. I do not know. And that is so hard for me to say, okay, y'all? I do not know. I don't have the answers. I'm freaking 22. I don't know who I am yet, but I'm figuring it out, and it's really freaking fun. And the reason I wanted to make this video is to tell you to have fun with exploring who you are, okay? Explore. Question. There's nothing wrong with you. Don't be scared of exploring yourself because you're so scared that you're gonna find all these things that are wrong with you, that are broken in you. You are not broken. You are whole. And it's so fun to explore the little pieces of you that make that whole. So keep exploring and keep questioning. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to not know. Deep breath. Can you hear the rain? It's raining, pouring. There's not a dry spot for me to take my hot girl walk today. And we're trying to not let it ruin our day. Yeah, yeah. Look at these earrings that I got last weekend. These were my birthday present to myself. Last weekend I went to San Diego and I was just walking around. There's this little stand and I got these, and I also got a necklace and a ring, and I absolutely used my birthday as an excuse to get a better bargain. Not fully purposely, but I just kind of threw it in there as I was trying to bargain with her that this is my birthday present to myself. And then she did give me a better discount, so I don't regret that, and I love these earrings. They make me feel so feminine. That's another thing that I'm playing around with, my gender expression, just what makes me feel the most me with my clothing, with, I don't know, y'all. This is just quite the time in my life, and I'm grateful that you're here for it. I'm so grateful for all of you. So have a beautiful day. If you're also in LA, stay out of the rain, or maybe go in the rain if that makes you happy. I know it does not make me happy, so I will not be doing that, but I hope that you enjoy your day. I will see you next week. Thank you for holding this space for me to explore who I am, to not have the answers and be okay with that. Thank you. Okay, just thank you. I love you all. Mwah.
You know what? Enough with the sadness. Let's put on a cute dress. Let's put on those heels. Download Bumble.
That's ironic.